Have you ever wondered if being too kind could actually hurt you? We grow up hearing that kindness is a superpower, that being generous, helpful, and understanding makes us good people. But what if that same kindness is the very reason you feel exhausted, invisible, and constantly taken for granted? This is the story of how I learned that kindness, without clear boundaries, can quietly destroy you from the inside out. My name is Clara. For years, I truly believed that being a good person meant being available to everyone all the time. I was that friend who would listen for hours on the phone even when I was falling apart myself. At work, I was the employee who said yes to every single request, no matter how overloaded I was. As a daughter, I learned to smile through every demand, burying my own needs under a pile of obligations. People called me kind, patient, selfless. But what they couldn't see was the silent resentment that was growing inside me, a quiet poison that was dimming my own light. The breaking point didn't come with a bang, but a whisper. It happened on a completely normal weekday. I had barely slept the night before. I'd skipped lunch to meet a deadline, and I had just agreed to cover a colleague's extra shift again. Then, in a team meeting, my boss unfairly blamed me for a mistake that I didn't even make. And without a second thought, the words just came out. Of course, I'll fix it. A few minutes later, I excused myself, went to the restroom, locked the door, and just cried. I cried until my chest physically hurt. Staring at my own reflection in the mirror, I asked myself, why do I let everyone treat me like this? That was the moment I finally realized it. My kindness had become my greatest weakness. That night, sleep was impossible. I just kept replaying that moment in my head, thinking, if being a good person feels this painful, what am I doing wrong? I felt lost, so I started searching for answers. I dove into books and articles about psychology, emotional boundaries, and burnout. And in that desperate search, I stumbled upon something that changed everything: the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. A quote from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus hit me like a lightning bolt. It was not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. For the very first time, I understood. Kindness isn't about reflexively saying yes to everything. True kindness is about acting from a place of strength, not from a fear of disappointing others. It dawned on me that saying no can also be a profound act of love for yourself. That single realization was powerful enough to start breaking years of conditioning. I finally saw that my own peace of mind had to matter more than being liked by everyone. Modern psychology has a name for this: people-pleasing. It's when you say yes because you're terrified of rejection. You operate from a deep-seated belief that if you stop being useful, people will stop loving you. But here's the harsh truth I had to learn. The more you bend over backwards to please everyone, the less they actually respect you. Kindness without limits isn't a virtue. It's self-sabotage cleverly disguised as care. So I decided to change. I started small. When someone asked for my help, I didn't immediately say yes. I would pause, take a breath, and ask myself, do I genuinely want to do this, or am I just doing it out of guilt? When a colleague interrupted me while I was speaking, I learned to say calmly, please let me finish. I won't lie, at first I felt incredibly guilty, selfish even. But soon, something incredible started to happen. People began to treat me differently. They started respecting my time, my words, and even my silence. And for the first time in a very long time, I felt powerful in my kindness, not drained by it. With every no I spoke, it felt like I was reclaiming a lost piece of myself. I started to sleep better. I could breathe more deeply. And I realized that true kindness doesn't come from guilt, it comes from clarity. I no longer helped people just to be loved or approved of. I helped because I chose to, and that choice made all the difference. It made my kindness feel real and authentic, not forced. Stoicism teaches that living a virtuous life isn't about pleasing others. It's about living in alignment with your own reason and inner peace. Kindness without awareness is like giving medicine to someone who's already healthy. It might look noble on the surface, but it can cause unintended harm. Being kind doesn't mean you have to be submissive. It means being conscious, knowing when to offer your support, and just as importantly, when to step back and protect your own energy. If you're tired of being the nice one all the time, please listen closely. Saying no isn't rude. It's an act of self-respect. Setting boundaries doesn't push people away. It protects the relationships that are real and reciprocal. And caring for yourself isn't selfish. It is your first and most fundamental responsibility. Real kindness doesn't drain you. It fills you up because it comes from a place of balance, not fear. Now, when I look back, I see that I never actually lost my kindness. I simply learned how to redirect it. Not to everyone, not all the time, but to what truly matters, including myself. I don't see kindness as a weakness anymore. It's my strength precisely because it is chosen. The world doesn't need more nice people who are secretly exhausted and resentful. It needs more people who are whole, people who can care for others without abandoning themselves, people who understand that love without limits isn't a virtue, it's an illusion, and who know that real strength isn't about enduring everything that comes your way, but about having the wisdom to know when to stop. If this message spoke to you, remember to like, share, and subscribe, not just to the channel, but to your own growth. Kindness isn't weakness, but without boundaries, it becomes it.